Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to plan out next week, which is June 26th through July 2nd. So I've got my Golden Coil to-do list planner that I use. I've got my HB90 page that I print out and fill out. It is the last week of the quarter. And then I have my weekly planning pad. We're gonna get all of that all set up. And then also I will share at the end my Kanban board with all of my HB90 steps as well. So let's start with the to-do list planner. I know I talked about this like at the beginning of the year. I can't even think of what videos I have or have not included it in, but Golden Coil did send this to me for free. Well, they sent me a code to let me pick whatever I wanted. And for a couple of months leading up to that, I had been doing a weekly to-do list just in a notebook. So I picked out this layout to kind of replicate the to-do list that I was making in a notebook, and it has been working perfectly. Now, I haven't used it every single week, but I do use it most weeks. So what its purpose is to-dos that happen on the same day kind of every single week so that my brain just doesn't forget them, but they're small enough that they don't need to be on my Google Cal and have like actual time. So on Mondays, I always water my plants. I update my Calendly availability for my one-on-one clients. And then the last few weeks, I have been writing kickoff vlog, although I will be honest, I haven't done it on Mondays the last few weeks. I have been working on some vlogs that will be going live way later this year after I have a baby. But the goal is to kick those off on Mondays. And then Tuesday is a reminder email to the community about the community call. It's not always on Tuesdays. The call varies, whether it's on a Tuesday or depends on the day of the week. But I do try to always send a reminder email a couple of hours before the call, just with reminding them that the call is about to happen and what the Zoom link is. If you're interested in the community and what it comes with, I will leave that link down below. You can check out our community. We have a weekly coaching call. And again, it's not always on Tuesdays, but I always put that action step. And then Wednesdays is scheduling the live, like scheduling it so that it pops up on your YouTube feed. And then I explain this in another video. I can't remember which one it is that I recently talked about it, but all my videos start to blend together when I'm batching content. I have to do this like part 2 to the live the day after because YouTube has been taking forever to render the lives. I don't know what's going on there. So this is like the bones. These are the things that I always put on this page every single week. And then a couple of things that have already popped into my head for next week is I need to wash the guest sheets. We have a friend coming to stay with us just for one night, but next weekend. So I need to get the sheets washed for her. And then I'm trying to stay on top of our baby thank yous. So many people have sent us things from the registry, which is just so freaking thoughtful. I'm trying to stay on top of them and do them as they come in. So I've been putting that every single week and not on a specific day. So that is all I'm gonna do for now. I will add things to this throughout the week for sure. And this just sits on my desk so I can see it all the time. All right, let's move in to the HB90 page. I've talked about this before. I actually have a whole video called How I Plan My Life where I go through all of the processes from start to finish, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. And this video is just capturing, I'm gonna lower you so you're a little bit closer. This video is just capturing the weekly stuff. And most of the things I said in that video, I still do. A lot of the HB90 stuff I do in a Google spreadsheet now that I created versus on paper, but this is the one step that is still on paper because I like to be able to see my tasks throughout the week and then track how long they actually take me. So I only need 2 colors this week. I finally got a new dot marker that is closer to the actual pink of both my sticky notes and my business because this is the pink sticky note that I use. And so this is the color that I use for recurring tasks, which because next week is a content creation week, I batch all my content at the end of the month. This is the majority of the things happening next week. So I need 11 of these, is that right? Yeah, 11. And then the only other project I'm working on next week is to wrap up a couple of things from the course launch. And in my Google spreadsheet, I do break things down a little bit more in order to estimate how long things are going to take. Like I have the steps broken down, but then when I'm tracking them, I really think, am I gonna use that data in the future? Because if I'm not gonna use the data in the future, I don't need to track how long it takes me to do each individual step. And the steps I'm doing next week for the course are not things that I anticipate needing to know how long they're gonna take. So I'm just gonna do it in one line even though I do have it broken out more in my spreadsheet. And I know last time I did this in a video, somebody asked in the comments, they said that the number of task blocks, the total number was different than what I had predicted for the month, for the week. That was a total accident. The whole reason I use a spreadsheet is so that the numbers add up. So I must have just written a number wrong, to be totally honest. I'm gonna blame pregnancy brain. The numbers add up too. So I start by estimating the amount of time. Again, that's all in that How I Plan My Life video. So I start by saying, okay, this week, for example, I have 60 task blocks. I can write this number here, although I haven't really been referencing or using this section, so it almost doesn't matter. But I have 60 task blocks in this upcoming week to work on my business stuff. And then this is how that 60 is gonna break down. So step 1 is my communication routine, which for whatever reason, I only actually have at 5. Usually I give myself 6 because I do 2 of them on Monday to play catch up from the weekend. I may also just have adjusted it based on the other estimates, and that's where one of them had to get cut. And then at the live, which is 4, updating the community list is something I do every week, and that is 2. Analytics for the month, because it is the end of a month. I try to always do my analytics on the 1st of the month, but the 1st is a Saturday, so instead of waiting until Monday to do that, I'm just gonna do it on Friday the 30th. And then we get into all of the content for the week. So the community content, so scheduling out all of the text and the Facebook posts and all that stuff. I've written all of them this week, but next week is just getting them scheduled. Instagram posts and Instagram reels I have separated because reels require me to get ready for the day and posts do not. And then film for the month I have down as a 5 because I've got an extra video next month just because of how the Mondays shake out, since Monday is the 31st. And then I'm gonna go ahead and prep some videos that my editor finishes late next week. The community call, because it is a hot seat coaching, it's a little bit less prep work, so I give myself 5, 1 block for prepping it. If it's like a more in-depth one, goal setting or something, I will do 6. I'll do 2 to prep, but this I'll do 1 to prep, 3 to execute, and 1 to get the replay all ready to go. And then the big one next week is to get Q4. Nope, not Q4 Laken, Q3 all planned out. So I'm giving myself 14, which is really 1 hour for each of the HB90 sections. So there's 7 sections. So I'm giving myself 2 per section to get through to set up all of Q3. And then again, I have just some wrap up stuff for the course that I'm doing that I have broken down further in my spreadsheet, but here I'm just gonna do 10. And if you did the math and you're like, where did the other, like that math doesn't add, it's because I forgot one, and it is usually I put it at the top, but this week it is going at the bottom because I messed up, and that is calls. I have 4 one-on-one calls, and so I will give that 4 task blocks. That's how you get to 60. All right, so now we're gonna get all of those actions that I just mapped out, as well as all of any other personal commitments that I have, onto my weekly plan. So I have mapped all of this out in my Google Cal, but I don't like looking at my Google Cal all week, and I like the act of copying it over and writing it down. It just solidifies it in my brain, and also I like writing things down. So we'll start with, this is a very smushed down paper maple there. I don't want to waste a page. I know I've said this before. When I used to just print these out myself, if I would mess up or I didn't like something, I would just print out a new one. Now that I have like an actual printed notepad, even though it's mine and I could like ask for another one if I wanted it, if I mess up or I don't like something, I don't redo it. Like I just keep going because I don't want to waste it. So we are gonna go with yellow this week, just something bright and happy to get us through the last week of the month, the quarter, and the half. All right, so now let's start with the timed things, and then we'll go in and fill in all of the tasks. So Monday, I have a one-on-one call at 12:30 and another one at 6. All right, and then Tuesday is our community coaching call. And so I like to kind of give that an outline. Should have done this while I had the marker out. Wednesdays are the live. Are there anything else? Anything else I want to outline while I'm here? I don't think so. So the live on Wednesday, and then another one-on-one call at 3:30, and then one on Thursday at noon. And then that is all in terms of timing. I don't know exactly what time my friend is arriving on Saturday, so I'm not gonna write her down. Like, I'm looking at what I have in my Google Cal, and I have like, she's arriving, but I don't know what time. So I don't wanna write that down. And then I know on Sunday, we have the boat, which I talked about in a video. Again, they're all running together, so I can't remember what video that was. All right, let's now do the tasks. So I have said this so many times before, but in case you've never heard me say it, also my nails kind of match my markers. In my Google Cal, everything has an estimated amount of time. That's how we got to the 60 task blocks. That's how I make sure I'm not overcommitting. I don't put that down on paper here for a couple of reasons. One, sometimes I change my mind on the order that I'm gonna do things. The order that it's in on my Google Cal, I may do it in a different order. But if I say I'm gonna do this at 2 p.m., it's harder for me to adjust. I also know that I don't always estimate properly how long things are going to take me. And so if I overestimate or underestimate and I get off from the time that I had, I am more likely to get flustered and want to not even do any of it. So when I transfer everything from my Google Cal to my planning pad, I make an effort just to like basically make a to-do list, but the list is reasonable based on the estimates that I have. So for example, on Monday, and then I don't have things starting in my Google Cal right now until 11. Also, that is that is definitely a perk of working for myself, but I like to sleep in and take my morning slow right now and then do my full morning routine, which takes about 2 hours. So I usually am starting my morning routine at 9. I get up earlier, I have breakfast, I relax, start my morning routine at 9, finish it by 11, and then start. That's when I try to get my day started. Sometimes it's earlier if I had a good night's sleep and it is going well, and then sometimes, truthfully, it's later. But I won't start anything until 11. So here, the one thing I wanna try to get to before this call is HB90, day 1. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 things to do after that call is over. The biggest one being film. And then we need to prep the community call for Tuesday, do the community list, and then my communication routine. Tuesday is a little bit more free-flowing. I can basically do it in any order at any time, but I've got, let's see, it looks like 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, those are scheduled to take out all the way until the call. I have a little bit of a break there in between, but for the most part. So we have HB90 day 2. We have some course stuff. We have the community content. I kind of don't have space to write that. Instagram posts, and then my communication routine. Wednesday, I don't actually have anything slotted before the live. It's just like getting things all set up for the live and then doing everything after that. So it looks like I'm trying to squeeze 4 things in before that call. That's gonna be cozy. 1, 2, yeah, that's, I understand why I did it that way, but that's just not realistic. So, cause I usually take a break after the live. I need to kind of relax a second. So we'll do the recap, we'll do reels, and then something for the course. That's actually filming something, which is why I put it on this day, because I have in my Google Cal kind of the course things. Like I said, I broke them down more detailed on the spreadsheet. I also have them more broken down on my Google Cal, and on my daily planner, I probably will put that detail here, partially for space sake. I'm not worrying about that. And then after that one-on-one call, I will do my communication routine, and then HB90 day 3. I tried to break up the HB90 stuff over the course of the week. And I tried to, for the most part, actually put it earlier in the day because I'm excited to do it. So it's a fun way to kick off my day. So I'm gonna try to do day 4 before this one-on-one call. And then after the call, I'm gonna do 3 things in the course. Basically, if you are curious or nosy, I'm refilming the intro and the outro to the course because for this launch of it, I did those calls live, and they're not gonna be live going forward. And so Tuesday is to plan those, Wednesday is to film those, and Thursday is to edit those, which is a lot more time consuming. And that's why there's less stuff on Thursday. So editing those videos, my communication routine, and then HB90 day 5. So I'm gonna sandwich my day there. And then Friday, another 5 things. We have HB90 day 6 and day 7. And I've already started kind of thinking about my quarterly goals. Obviously, if you saw my quarterly goals video, like I am filming that video on Monday before I do any of my HB90. But knowing what my goals are gonna be and then doing the entire process is different for me. So I still want to go through and rewatch all of the videos. Then we will do analytics. Like I said, I'm doing them on Friday the 30th. And then I don't know why I have them in that order. I'm gonna not do that. Prep videos, and then my communication routine. Okay, and then at some point Friday, Saturday, I'm gonna clean and do those sheets and stuff, but that is captured on my to-do list, so I don't feel the need to capture that here. And then here is how the Kanban board turned out. So these are the things that I had planned for the month of June that I'm not gonna end up getting to, which is fine. So I leave them over there. I will recycle them, well, unless they get moved over to the new quarter or the new month, but I will leave them there just to acknowledge that, like, so I can see that it's not always perfect and I don't get everything done, and that's fine. And then, so here's the plan for the week. Basically, everything that you saw go into my weekly plan is in the various sections. This is Monday. Here's everything for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And there's a sticky note for basically everything that I talked about. And then you can also see, while we're here, all the sticky notes, all the things that I finished this month, which these are so dense. It just feels so good. So excited to get started. All right, so that is it. I am all prepared and ready to go for next week. I'm excited to get a lot done. I've had so much more energy lately, which has allowed me to just get so many more things done and kind of close out the quarter and the month and the half, and then also spend so much time, obviously, next week getting prepared for Q3, which for me really is just mostly July and August. I'm trying to keep September pretty sparse, just in case baby girl decides to make her appearance early. But that is how I set up my week. Hopefully this was helpful for you. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every week focused on helping you achieve your goals. That's just in case baby girl decides to make her appearance.